Hello, Motorrad World fans, and welcome to another episode of Scoop or Poop. And this is literally coming from the MotoGP paddock this Thursday here in Assen. A lot of talk. You would have seen a lot of posts being going up about Alex Marquez leaving the LCR Honda team and potentially signing for Gresini Ducati. Now, we have heard rumblings over the last couple of weeks of Alex Rins signing for LCR Honda, and we kind of thought, Nakagami would be leaving the team and paving the way for Alex Rins to come in there. But now it looks like Alex Marquez is paving the way. Nakagami will be staying put with his Idemitsu sponsorship and being a Japanese rider, of course. And is it a case of Alex Marquez maybe being fed up with the Honda project? Or is it a case of LCR being fed up with Alex Marquez? But it certainly looks like Alex Marquez is on his way out of LCR, on his way to Gresini, taking a little bit of money with him. This €1 million that he's got lying around seems to be mentioned there. And it was big talk in the paddock, straight from the paddock here. As I arrived here in Assen, and oh man, what a beautiful place. Just walking under that tunnel, seeing the Cathedral of Speed, the big TT Assen sign. Got to walk the track as well, and just thinking of all the historic and iconic things that happened. I felt like running through that gravel trap at that good timber chicane to emulate Rossi's 2015 antics with Marc Marquez and stuff. But so much has happened around that track, and I could feel the energy and the vibe and just the atmosphere and the iconicness, if that's even a word, of the Assen circuit. But yeah, as soon as I walked into that paddock, straight away there was this: Did you hear? Did you hear? Have you heard? Have you heard? Alex Marquez leaving LCR, going to Gresini Ducati, and that's going to put Alex Rins in LCR. Looks like confirmed. So, how does that work? A couple more of these pieces of the puzzle starting to fill up, and it's starting to look from a South African fan point of view, South African journalism point of view, and motorcycle media company, starting to look a little bit better for Darryn Binder. It looks like it's been narrowed down to two riders for that second seat in the RNF Yamaha team. Of course, Alex Rins was being touted for that ride. There was Celestino Vietti, which Razlan kind of eliminated last time out at Sachsenring, where he said they're not looking into Moto2. They really want a 1 year at least experienced MotoGP rider. They need results. They can't do this patient waiting kind of game. They need results. So the two riders that's been narrowed down to now is Darryn Binder and Raul Fernandez. Now, let's quickly go through those two possibilities. Darryn Binder, the good thing for him is that the team are comfortable with him. The team love him. Razlan is a fan of him. He's comfortable. Everyone likes him. He fits in. He's worked really well with his crew chief. They've built up a good relationship. So kind of the running order is there. The footprint's there. The groundwork is there. Darryn's had some ups and downs. There's no two ways about it, looking at it like that. He's proven his worth in many ways, and he's proven his lack of experience in many ways, as you would coming from Moto3. But he's proved a lot more worth than a lot of people thought. We've seen that now with his results from Catalunya, Mandalika, Mugello, week in, week out now, right on the heels, if not ahead of Dovi and Morbidelli as the second Yamaha rider. So proved his worth in many ways. Brilliant job. So that'll be a big coup for Razlan to look at that comfort factor. We're not going to bring a rider in that could potentially upset the apple cart. Darryn knows the team know Darryn, all is good there. Maybe look at that as a possibility. The other big name in line for that seat and Darryn's biggest challenger is going to come from Raul Fernandez. Tech 3 KTM rider. It's gone very toxic in that relationship. There's no two ways about it. Pit Barra and KTM even looking at this possibility of keeping him under contract, not letting him buy himself out of his contract, and then just paying him to basically stay on the couch for next year and not go racing. That's how toxic this relationship seems to have gone. So if you cast your mind back a couple of years ago now, for Jorge Martin was with KTM in Moto2, KTM wanted to bring him into MotoGP, and Martin bought himself out of his contract so he could go to Ducati because he didn't feel the KTM project and the KTM was where he wanted to be. So, and you look how that worked out, and Raul Fernandez, made it clear from the word go that he didn't want to go to MotoGP this year. He wanted another year in Moto2 to win that championship, and then look, KTM kind of rushed him, and it hasn't worked, and it's become very toxic to the point that KTM, instead of letting himself buy himself out of his contract to go talk to RNF, and potentially Gresini was another one being mentioned there, it's got to the point where he literally might be sitting on the sofa next year as a fully paid rider, but not racing. Or they might sign him again for Tech 3, but how's that relationship going to work? Got a very unhappy rider that doesn't want there, and a team that doesn't want you there, really. I don't know how that's going to work out. So that is the big question mark that is possibly still left in the paddock, is obviously who will sign for that second seat. But what is the situation? What's going to happen with Raul Fernandez? Up till now, he has been blocked from speaking to RNF Aprilia and Gresini and whichever other teams he wants to talk to, because he's under contract with KTM this year and for next year still. So we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. But I think it's been narrowed down to those two. I think Vietti is out of the picture. He's had one or two dip in performances, which may suggest that he's kind of not ready for MotoGP. And like Razlan said, they don't want this babysitting season again. They need results, and they need riders with MotoGP experience to get in there. So we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out between Darryn Binder and Raul Fernandez. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you weigh up apples for apples, forgetting about Raul's fantastic Moto2 year and Darryn Binder coming from Moto3, if you compare them just in MotoGP for what they've done so far this season, Darryn proves himself the better candidate, not only with results and performances, but also with team ethic, work rate, and everything, gelling with the team. And that looks like Raul. And I'm not blaming Raul 100% at all with this. Whatever's happened with the relationship, it's definitely a two-way street. But looks like the video came out from Saxon Ring, where Raul went up to Remy and kind of, gave him a mouthful, you're getting in my way, and that. So just, does Razlan want to bring that personality that could potentially upset the apple cart into his RNF team? He's got Miguel Oliveira, it looks like, signed up. That's a brilliant coup for RNF Aprilia and Razlan. I think he's going to do great things. Will a Raul just bash heads with a rider like Miguel? Darryn Binder gets along really well with Miguel. Miguel's got along really well with Brad, had him a teammate. Darren's been involved with that as well. So I think that's the thing Razlan's got to weigh up, is will a Raul Fernandez come in there and fit in with the team, or will he just upset the apple cart and cause this toxic environment? And can he afford to have that? We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But that is the big news out of Assen in the paddock on a Thursday. Alex Marquez to leave LCR Honda and go to Gresini, and Alex Rins to fill his spot in LCR. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page and our Instagram for more up-to-date reports, behind-the-scenes stuff from the paddock of World Superbikes, MotoGP, Ironman TT. We even spoke to some of the world's best enduro racers. So stay tuned to the Motor Rider World, taking South African motorcycle media to the next level.